reached the last of the minors, the King of Cups.
Let me pull him up.
The master of emotional stability, or not, as the case may be. There he is.
With his red lips.
Yeah. The captain of the ship.
I love how it's that concrete, stable platform, and that ocean is just, I mean, of all the action in the water, I think out of the cups, especially, I know the Two of Coins has a lot of waves and
Yeah, it
action
does.
behind
Yeah.
him, but the King of Cups has the most violent water. And you got
Yeah.
this, whatever the heck this giant ass fish is, excuse my language, just giant fishes over here.
Yeah.
And the red boat, you know, that's just
Yeah.
being thrown all over the place. And here he is, just on this solid platform
Yeah.
and not worried about any of it. That is beautiful. I love it. Hasn't even spilled his drink.
No.
Like,
Like he's who you want. Captaining, no, you know, in charge of your ship. And if your ship is, you know, if your ship is your project, do you know what I'm saying? You want someone like that who you can absolutely trust, who keeps your project, despite whatever else is going on, will keep your project afloat.
yes. Yeah, he's the one. He has absolute I some people think that he doesn't feel emotion or he ignores emotion. I just think he's got it under control. He
I
is the
agree with
King of
you.
Cups. He
In the
does
upright,
feel.
yeah.
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 Yeah, in the upright. He certainly feels. And it, he doesn't I think he cares. I don't think he just pushes everything away in the upright. It's just he doesn't let events and emotions control his actions like so many of us can and do at times.
I do think he would be an expert at making emotional decisions.
Mm.
I mean, because he is the King of Cups, I definitely feel he would have strong instincts and strong emotions, and I kind of like think he would make emotional decisions actually, rather than logical decisions. I think you've got the King of Swords for logical decisions, and you've got the
Yeah.
Emperor for like sensible decisions. And I think he would say, I know this is what I want. He would know what he wants
And
and
I
how
think
he
he would
feels.
know what the people around him want too, and he'd
Yeah,
take it into consideration, you know. But I think in reverse, he might make like snap emotional decisions, but
yeah,
upright, he would weigh and measure and he he would make decisions based on emotion, but he
yeah,
would put consideration and thought into it.
yeah. But I've got to say, when I was younger, I basically knew what I wanted and I would make it happen. I really knew what I wanted. There was various times in my life I can think of, I know I really want to do this. I really want to have this. I really want to go there. I know I really want it. And I'm going to absolutely make it happen. And I did.
Isn't
But
that what we're doing right now? I mean, since
yeah,
June, I was like very King of Cups, I think. I
yeah.
don't think there's been a whole lot of King of Swords in our situation with the pomegranate. There have been some, but mostly we're just, pardon my language, the best way I can put it is we're grabbing the bull by the balls and running with it. You
Because we
know?
want to.
Yep.
We are doing this because we want to, not because we need to or because we ought to, but because we want to.
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah.
Very King of Cups. That determined we want this, we're gonna get it, and we're not letting drama and outside influences like that water rock our boat. No pun intended. We're just pushing through.
Yeah.
I mean, we may have some dramatic moments, but we're not letting any of that touch us and stop our vision.
Yeah, it's amazing, your observation, but yeah, it's true. It's true.
Now, one way that he was read, when my husband had his first heart attack, I was a mess, and I didn't know what to expect or what to think, and I was terrified, absolutely terrified. Duh, right? And I know that DOT, that's the Department of Transportation, wouldn't let him go back to work for like 7 months, and he was the only one working. So I wanted to ask the cards, what the hell is going to happen? Is he going to be all right? But I don't do well reading for myself in a very emotional situation. I am
Yeah.
not the King of Cups.
Okay. Yeah.
So I asked my friend Marie, Marie,
Yeah. Yeah.
she did a reading for me,
Nice.
and and it was showing, how I felt and how to help with my emotions and keep them calm and what I could do for him, bringing me grounded. And she turned over the last card position 10, and she just started laughing. And she said, "Look, Sharon, it's Paul, and he's in his truck. He's a truck driver. And there's his stick shift in his hand and his coffee on the other hand." She said, "Sharon, everything's going to be okay."
That is hilarious. That's
It's-
amazing. I love that.
Not in any book, but Marie, she's a very good reader. And she put me at ease. I could breathe after she
Yeah.
did that reading because it was just all so dead on. And when
Oh, I
it's
love
all
that
dead on.
observation, though. Yeah. That's what we mean, though. Like, you've got to be open to seeing anything in those cards that, and once you see it, you can't then not see it, or not during that reading.
Right, right. So it was a beautiful reading. And she just, I mean, yeah, she started giggling. She even had his foot on the gas pedal, the foot that's forward. I was like, oh my gosh, brilliant.
Wow.
And within a couple of weeks, he was in his truck with his coffee cup in his hand. So
Oh, that's great. He does look as well that he's on a sort of like an island, on that kind of solid kind of structure that he's sitting on. It does feel like he is king of his own island, and that's his castle,
yeah,
and it's at sea. I do see that as what would you call it, like a massive cruise ship. His world is on that kind of, that's his world.
yeah, and he's not worried about the world outside of.
No.
Yeah, he's going to take care of everything that's in
Yeah.
his perimeter, but he's not going to let the rest of it. He doesn't, that fish, giant man-eating fish, he's not worried about it because it's not in his zone. Same with the boat.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, it doesn't affect me. So you know how so many of us, the outside world, even though we can't do anything about it, sometimes we can, but when we can't do anything about it, we're living with drama that doesn't belong to us, and it shows
There is
compassion
only
on
so
some
much,
point.
yeah, there's only so much any human being can actually personally take on board. We've all got our limits, haven't we?
Yeah,
And
and we've all
we all have to know what our personal boundaries are.
Yep. And if you're busy taking care of all that stuff that's going on everywhere else, your home is going to fall apart. And I
Yeah.
find the King of Cups to be very Cancerian, very Cancerian. He will take care of his home first.
I mean, this is probably a bit more of a coins thing, but there is definitely more depth to that statement, mind your own business. It's not just about keep your nose out. It really is look after your own business. Know what your own business is and make sure that you look after that first.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that's what it was originally tended to be, because I mean, how many times when somebody tries to tell you how to live your life or do what you're doing the way they think you should do it, and they got really messed up lives that they don't have,
I
fix
know.
your own shit first. It's
Yeah.
like, yeah.
Yeah. In reverse, he bothers me.
Mm.
I really feel this is someone who can't cope, who's drowning emotionally,
Yeah.
or just drowning, who's kind of like the situation has absolutely, maybe all those waves have kind of come in,
And was paying so much attention to that one little square that things crept in, behind him.
Mm.
But I see, yeah, definitely someone controlled by their emotions, or in the complete opposite, somebody who absolutely has no,
Yeah.
this could be those people who just don't understand other people,
Yeah,
or
true. Yeah.
yeah.
An emotional wreck,
Mm-hmm.
basically, like a shipwreck, but an emotional wreck. Emotionally drained.
Yep. Oh gosh, yeah. Yeah. Or
Or
emotionally
just,
removed.
yeah, like you said, who has no emotion, someone who's heartless, who just doesn't care about your feelings whatsoever. Cruel.
Of of all the king's reversals, I think he would be the one who knew how to push those buttons to hurt you the most,
Yeah.
because he's water, he's emotion. If he's mad and in the reverse, he's going to do everything he can to hurt you in that instance. He's
Yeah, he's
the
not
cruelest.
necessarily going to hurt you with physical violence, but emotional, what do they call abuse? Emotional abuse. I think he would be horrible.
He would.
He would take away all your self-esteem, all your confidence, everything like that. If yeah, he's capable of that at his worst.
At his
We're talking
worst.
at his worst. I would also say, because he is the King of Cups, I can't help it that I might go there, that this might be someone who's kind of alcoholism or something has actually kind of got the better of them.
That's actually one of the traditional ways I learned the King of Cups in reverse was alcoholism, or certain kinds of drug abuse,
Yeah,
escapism. So in reverse, you might need to it might be something as simple as, hey, you need to rein it in. You need to stop worrying so much. But when I see him in reverse, he's usually pretty significant.
yeah. He's a
He is a
king.
king,
It's
yeah.
not like a page in reverse. This is a blinking king in reverse. It's not
Yeah.
good. If this is emotional abuse, or things are emotionally really unbearable and very difficult to cope with, would you say this is more extreme than, say, the Three of Swords?
Let me think on that, because a whole bunch of thoughts went through my head at the same time. Yes, I would. Three of Swords is horrible, but
Yeah,
it's seeing a situation for what it is instead of what you've illusioned it to be. Um,
right.
and depending on the person, broken hearts do heal. Maybe imperfectly, but when it happens, it takes time, but you get through it. Whereas the King of Cups in reverse, that's an emotional turmoil inside that he needs help to get through. And this, especially if it's something like alcoholism or drug abuse, you cannot get through this without help.
Mm.
So
Yeah.
I think the King of Cups in reverse would be worse, because it's that deep, deep inner turmoil for somebody who's supposed to have mastery over their emotions, and he's a king. They're both
Mm.
bad, and you can't, pain is so subjective. You can't compare, you know, it just hurts. When you're in it, it hurts more than anything else. You can remember something that happened years ago and remember that it hurt, but when you're in something, that's when it hurts the most. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would say this is worse than the Three of Swords.
Yeah.
If you are meant to go, if your intuition is telling you, take this far. If it's just a little bit like he doesn't quite qualify to be the upright version, it might just be, oh, he's having a bit of a bad day. In which case, that would not be as extreme as the Three of Swords. You know, if your intuition is saying, it's just really leave him alone, he's having a bad day,
Yeah.
that's it.
Yeah.
But if this is the whole thing is much bigger, I would say it's beyond the Three of Swords.
Yeah.
You've just got to look at the whole thing and listen to your intuition.
Yeah.
Eek. Have you brought any other cards?
I have. Oh, okay. This card. Everyday Enchanted. I've never seen such a beautiful, beautiful King of Cups.
Oh. Oh, I love this deck.
I love this deck. Yes.
I love that. Oh.
And he's covered in paint. He's been playing with them. Even the dog is happy to see him. He's just happy to be where he is. And look, we've got the ocean behind him, all rocky and everything. He's been through some rough times, but he's so flipping happy to be a part of his family.
Oh, he's amazing.
Oh, I love that guy.
I mean, are you going to do a flip through of this deck?
I am absolutely going to be doing this deck.
Every card you've shown on our deck description or card descriptions has been amazing, Sharon. I think this has been my favorite deck of yours that you've kind of, you know, hit me with every time.
Yeah,
I love it.
It's quickly becoming my favorite deck, and this is the
gorgeous.
one I haven't read with it yet, but everything about it makes me feel that it would be such an easy read.
Yeah, it does feel as though it would be easy, but still with depth.
Much depth.
Oh yeah, it's fabulous.
Freaking love this deck. Oh, did you bring one?
I did.
I
brought the Fairy Tarot.
I love this too. Oh, look at his wings.
I know.
Oh
my God. I want him sort of in my room.
Just pick him up and cover him.
He's just adorable. Yeah, it's called the Fairy Tarot. It was yet another deck I didn't even know I had. Comes with this funny little pamphlet. That's it. Not much information, but they're all very, very cute little adorable. I mean, I haven't got a lot to say about it other than, isn't he lovely?
He's adorable. Oh my God. I didn't notice the wings. He's like got little dragonfly wings.
Yeah. Well, he's a fairy. He's king of the fairies. The king of hearts. But he looks so jolly and so like he wouldn't hurt a fly, doesn't he?
Yes, he does. Like he's so happy to see us and his toes barely touching the ground. It looks like he's just waiting for us to have, you know, like a good conversation.
Yeah. And I don't even have the box. It's yet another one that's hidden away in one of these kind of, you know, one of these boxes that's all been covered up to keep them protected.
Oh,
but
man.
I just think he's lovely.
He's just
lovely. I think this Fairy Tarot deck would be a nice deck to use, you know, for sort of if you were doing a light-hearted party or something like that, because they're all very cute.
Yeah. Yeah. When you use what deck is fairly important too, and sometimes super intuitive. Like,
Oh
I
yeah.
mean, I'm always using my Soul Sparkle or my WS Squared, but sometimes I'll reach for another deck and I'll be, why? But it's the right deck to use.
Yes.
So we
Yeah.
gotta practice that every day, Enchanted, because I need to start reading with that
Yeah,
one.
definitely. Definitely. So there
Oh
we have
man.
it, the King of Cups. And that brings us to the end of the minors, right? Which is kind of a big deal.
It
We're gonna have
is.
to go and raise a glass ourselves, yeah, before we embark on the majors. But hope you have enjoyed our definitive guide to card meanings. Yeah, and that, please, if you've got anything to add, that would be wonderful. Like, subscribe, and we will see you next time with the beginnings of the major arcana.